Everyone, it's Will. Hopefully, you're having a great day today and your Wednesday is treating you well. Let's get into the markets today. We are watching some top moves in the data center markets. We did see some strong reactions from APLD after what was earnings that came out, a big dip from a strong revenue increase for APLD. And also, just so you know, we just released a video on the quantum reality. It is all the things that I took away from CES, the full breakdowns from IonQ, IBM, along with some exclusive interviews and behind the scenes look at what's happening in quantum. And I'll go ahead and just leave it in the link for you all if you'd like to get that access and go have a look over there. It's really important that you stay up to date if you're in the data center market with the quantum market because it is growing so fast. So it could be worth it for you to have a look there. I'll leave it in the chat. It is posted. All right. So when it comes down to the move with APLD and all of the data center markets, we did see a volatile end of the day. You had AMD kind of selling off here. Wolf stock was up. Iren stock was just up after hours, about 0.5%, and CoreWeave was up. And then you got TSSI up and then APLD. So what happened here with APLD? Well, they've been on a very consistent uptrend. You can see this this kind of trend from $3 a share, right? And I see Caden here. What's going on, Caden? Good to see you here. Everybody's tuned on in. I do appreciate you guys. And I see the APLD comments. So this morning we were watching them, and they had a pretty volatile day. You know, to start the day today, we saw them really starting to build some momentum here, and they kind of pushed up right before earnings, and then right when earnings came out, they dropped huge. Now, the data center market did see demand increase, and you could see this overall trend once again from $3 a share. With this is kind of reflective of most data center companies, and they've recently rallied in the last week or so about 35%, and then they pulled down around earnings here with targets still up into that $40 range. So I see Caden in the chat saying $40 to $45 a share. It is possible, we could potentially see that in the event that they do get more revenue tied to those contracts, which they just announced a record-breaking quarter of over $100 million in the last quarter, over $100 million. So that means they are now generating real revenue. Okay, and so then that just led to the view here on their earnings was that they came out with net losses narrowed. The revenues increased to 126 million per quarter this last quarter, and they increased their revenue by 250%. 250%. They increased their revenue. Now, their adjusted net income per diluted share is $0. Adjusted EBITDA, 20 million. They invested about 15 million into and led a $25 million funding round for Corinthus, which they talked about a little bit more in depth. They said that it was a great technology and was great for what they were doing. They didn't plan to use the company in that kind of merger or that direct partnership there, that they were going to try and compete with NVIDIA or anything like that. It was just a matter of implementing better liquid cooling technology into their data centers, which is going to serve them well as they continue to expand the growth of more and more data centers. In fact, they even talked about in their earnings call today that they made some mistakes in the early AI factory campuses, and they highlighted that one of the things they did was they missed out on some of the optimization of those data centers that they built early on, like things like liquid cooling, or maybe it's point of generation, how they are getting the energy for the data center. or what have you, which indicated they were solving that issue and that they had better GPU optimized AI infrastructure that they're building right now. So increasing the value of the newer data centers just based on experience with building them and realizing where they had made mistakes on the past data centers that they've done. So they've had multi-billion dollar contracts. And in those multi-billion dollar contracts, the story has been we are waiting for them to show real revenue. And good evening, Lee. Hopefully you got my text there. Good evening, Arshir, Luis. How are you doing today? The story was they have this revenue and they haven't shown up. That revenue hasn't appeared on the earnings. Now they just came out with their earnings today. Their revenue spiked. Their net income narrowed. They came in more strong than we've seen them in any other quarter as they are building out for CoreWeave, and that cash is making it into their bank account. We see it happening here. It all became transparent. Now, what's interesting is right after this earnings call, you still had them sell off. That's right. We talked about this and we said no matter what, whatever they do after these earnings, they're probably not going to sustain those levels for very long. Do you guys remember me saying that in the last week or so? I said these earnings that are coming up, whether it means that they surge and reach new highs, or it means that they sell down sharp and drop, that whatever price they reach directly right after earnings will most likely not be sustained, and there will be some rubber band. There will be some bounce back in either direction as a result. And that's not anything that's specific to APLD. That happens with every stock when they report earnings. It's quite common. So today we went live. Some of you guys were there. We went live in our daily live, not daily live trading, although we were there this morning at market open, and we were trading oil today. But today we saw APLD drop in a live session we did going over the earnings. They came out with great revenues, all this, look at this, great revenues, great cash. And then what happened? They sold off from $32 a share. They sold off. And they didn't sell off small. They sold off from $32 all the way down 12% to $28 despite having very good earnings. You know, it's funny that always these things seem to happen. It's not uncommon. And so what we did is we kind of waited and we saw it sell down, and then we saw it start to push up against that EMA. You see that blue line? I don't know if you guys, there's so many drawings here, but if I can highlight one thing, so it was selling down from 32 down to 28. This is just today, right? This is the today chart. And you could see the EMA, that blue line. Everybody see that blue line? The blue line, you know, it oftentimes acts as a resistance or a support when we're trading. This is something, it's the reason it exists. And it's also a little bit weighted. It's exponential. So it gives you some little bit of a weight towards identifying the trend. And so we saw it holding below that EMA here. And we got in as it started to retest. We thought it was going to break out. It sold down further into $28. I think we were down about 180, maybe 200 at that point. I don't quite recall. But we set our stops, and then we were looking for that recovery up to $32, and we held on here. And we're after earnings. You could see this nice rise here throughout after hours, and so we bought the dip after that sell down. That was kind of an overreaction from institutions. Like, they come in with great revenues, they come in with good earnings, and then what does BlackRock do? They sell, or what? You know, we can actually see. I'd like to see inside of Prophecy app. This is our app here. I'd like to see, let's see who actually sold maybe. I've seen some Vanguard sells. NVIDIA was buying mostly. A lot more buying than selling. Oh, that's NVIDIA. Let's get the right stock pulled up. There we go. APLD. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah, we didn't get any real-time data really for that. But we'll get there. But ultimately, they sold down, overreacted after having great earnings, and then APLD, Applied Digital. We got in here on this trade, just about 180 shares. They're nothing crazy, and we're up about $259 towards the end of the day. It was a nice little trade here at the end of the day. And so now that we're here, couple levels to watch. We want to see them hold above that 29.50. That's a key level for them. Next targets, for the bullish sentiment when it comes to APLD is really this kind of trend. You guys see it was volatile, but ultimately, they could sell down to 24. It's possible, see them sell back down in this greater trend. But it would be, I'm looking forward to something similar to what we saw back here in November, this kind of continued trend. You can see that they have had that consistent uptrend over the last 6 months to a year. And so I'm actually longer term, I'm actually looking at this, or medium term, up to this $40 range. Okay, so that would be a continuation from here of about 30%, 35% potential gain, right? So that's kind of the bullish outlook, kind of continuing up. Now, they have corrected down from that $32 range. That's when we bought, and we'll be holding here into tomorrow, and we'll be possibly making decisions. We may add to our position, we may sell some of our position or lock in profits tomorrow morning at market open. And if you would like to join us there, we will be there at market open. It's the second link in the description down below. That's to join Stockmate. And on top of that, you get a free t-shirt. And additionally, you get a link every morning. It's not here on YouTube. It's a separate thing, Stockmate, that you get a daily live trading Monday through Friday. You get a link about 15 minutes before market open at about 6:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a little early on the West Coast, but it's doable. We're there every morning, and I would love to see you guys there. Again, it's going to be the second link down below. I see Louis are going on to $35 APLD. Yep, I would say that's the next target. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it, Scutchy. Thanks for tuning in. Shadow B, thank you guys for the comments. Okay, you got a prophecy training tomorrow night. Yes, Lee, we do. We do have some prophecy training going on tomorrow night. Be walking through some of that. All right. What do you think will happen at market open for APLD? I would say, if you had to look at the earnings reaction, you might even see more manipulation. You might even see it sell down more. And so I'm prepared for that. While we are up and we made that little trade at the end of the day for $250, I'm okay locking in, and maybe it does sell back down to those levels. But whatever it does, it's more important about your process, more important about your plan, because I don't have the answer for the short term, really. I would say this company's going to do great. Look at the revenues. I mean, they jumped to over $100 million in revenues. And they're crushing it. They're crushing it from a AI market perspective. They're actually securing some market share. So I would say they're going to do well in the long term. But in the short term, right now I'm kind of expecting a pullback. But we can see what prophecy says. Let's see what the AI says. Yeah, I'm kind of expecting a pullback into the next open session, and bullish throughout the rest of the day. So yeah, maybe a market open dip seems to be the consensus, but we'll have to see how that plays out as well. All right, and Gainer says the AI tech industrial revolution accelerates. News arriving daily. Speaking of news, if you guys haven't already, go check out that link I sent in the chat. I'll pin it for you all. It is a link to go hear the latest on quantum from the quantum track at CES. You would probably be benefited to hear that, as that wasn't a publicly released session, although I did film it for you. So I went all the way to Las Vegas, flew there, flew back, got the footage. You got it. Go have a look at it, as it's there in the link. And what was not fully publicly available, along with some other remarks that I was able to document around the current state of quantum from some of the top companies, highest market cap companies like IBM, and also fastest growing companies, smaller companies that were there as well, and their remarks. are in that video. So just pinned it for you. Have a look. And who washes the shirt, says Marty. It smelled great. What? What are you talking about? Tony, can't wait to see how much is going to be the price in the morning. Yeah, it's interesting. We might see it start off very green. Well, that's why we're in the trade. Can we enter that towards the end of the day? And we'll be making some decisions on it at market open. We were anticipating between a 5,000, or I was looking for about a $5,000 potential profit. If things were to continue in a perfect swing up into those levels, but even so, we may settle under 1,000 here, depending on how things go tomorrow. But we will be watching as it did pull back, and we ended up buying. And we may even convert into APLX, but we'll just have to see direction tomorrow. George James, how are you doing? Anyone else sold at peak to buy back low? Yeah, I didn't sell at the peak, but I didn't do anything, and then I bought low. Well, maybe I bought low. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Regardless, I got my stop set. Opinion. Any actual quantum computing machines at CES? I was in and out, so I actually only got to talk with all the executives and see all the presentations, but I didn't get to go through the booths at CES this time. But you will find that the information that we got will give you a better understanding on the exponential growth that is quantum right now. Have a look at that video that I sent there, and I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. Pinon. Marty, the Stockmate shirt. I love it. Stockmate shirt smelled good. So Marty got his Stockmate shirt. So you get a free Stockmate shirt when you join our Stockmates. And you also get a really exclusive offer to use Prophecy AI. So if you want to get AI analysis right after you sign up to Stockmate, there's a tremendously good. It's the best deal. It's not getting any better than this. Right after you sign up to Stockmate, you go there, enter your address for the free T-shirt, enter your details and stuff, and then you get the reminders for the daily live trading. On the page after signing up, you have an option to add Prophecy AI. So there's the projections. It includes Grok and OpenAI and Claude and Gemini at an insane offer there. Like the best. Just simply have a look if you're going for Stockmate. Again, second link below. Would love to see you guys there tomorrow morning. CES D-Wave. I did hear some about D-Wave, but D-Wave was just sponsoring certain areas, but did not see a session there. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. That's what we're doing with APLD. We'll be watching it there. We're in that trade that we just got in here after earnings, anticipating more surges, but we will expect volatility and be ready with the process of risk management tomorrow morning at market open, regardless of how things look. I'm very satisfied with their earnings. Great earnings for APLD, and that's really just it. So I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Go enjoy yourself. I have this thing right here next to me. Okay, and it is for. Here's what it is. Whether you're trying to make your investing more successful, so you can, let's say, have a little bit more money to pay bills, or you have just a little bit more money to pay for college. I just got off the phone with somebody who is able to make more profits from some of our Big Berry I, and he was able to help put his daughter through college. Like whatever it is, just realize that it's not going to happen overnight. It takes consistency, and you have to be consistent and set a goal and just consistently show up for that goal over and over. And again, it's not something that you're going to have overnight. If you're looking to have success in the trading or investing world, it's going to take some patience and consistency. And again, just simply find out what your success is. Maybe your success is just a smaller, larger income, or a small income that you can have that can, supplement some of your work. Maybe it means like trying to get to a point where you can surpass your current income with investing. Whatever it may be, as long as you have that goal and you consistently work towards it, I'm very sure you'll be able to achieve what you're going for. And again, if you guys do want to tune in tomorrow, one of our comments here, this is what we go throughout our team. It's called Calm Mind, Fit Body, house full of love. The goal is to do this without overstressing yourself and keeping your body healthy and having a house full of love. And if you do those things, you are a success. Appreciate you all. Hopefully I earned your thumbs up again, and I'll see you in the next one.